so loud. Hey guys, Fit for You, Fit Moms, Ziwanda.
This is Muniza Lakhani. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the brand name, but this is many Indian Pakistani families and ladies and men. They use seasoning very similar to something like this. This one in particular is called Lahori fish in their foods. I wanted to for you all to be mindful that using something like this can be very harmful. Definitely use it, and I did last night for dinner, but portion control.
Portion control.
Only because the sodium, if you guys look closely, and if you guys have it in your house, you guys can look at it. Sodium is 1,020. Is that what I'm reading? 1,020 for 4 tablespoons. Okay, so not this entire packet. This entire one packet probably has at least twice as much sodium. So when you use this one packet, just remember the amount of sodium that you use. Now I'm going to pass it on to Iwanda to tell you what sodium does to a person's health.
Yeah, sodium, first I'm going to break it back and tell you about sodium in the body. Sodium, we already have enough natural sodium. Sodium is a mineral and we all make it naturally ourselves. We have more than enough to sustain ourselves. What it is for, the one that we make naturally internally in our bloodstream, is to keep water balance and our electrolytes.
Yes.
That's why when you get too hot or you're working out too much and you get dehydrated, that's why you go get the sports drink. Okay. Because you're putting sodium back in because you're losing it. So I say all that to say that we already make enough sodium naturally that we don't need any too much external sources like that. So we have to be mindful. Now when you eat your natural fruits and vegetables, that's fine. But what happens is when we do too much processed food in the American diet, study shows we're way over. We only need 1.5 grams a day each person, depending on your age. As you get older, you need less. We only need 1.5 coming in externally. So when you read everything that you're taking in a day, I think they said most Americans take in like 4,000 something grams a day. So this way over exorbitantly. Where is the extra salt coming from? Table salt, and it's coming from processed foods, which we do too many of. So what the studies have shown is they link that to hypertension. And a lot of us have blood pressure, hypertension. Why are we getting hypertension? Once again, because we already have enough natural salt in our bloodstream. Got it? So when you ingest too much table salt, you throw the balance off inside of your body. And that's why a lot of people swell after. Because what happens is if you have sodium already naturally in your bloodstream and you have potassium, I'm going to do a little science here, inside your cells, you throw the balance off, because what extra sodium will do is pull more of the water from inside of your cells, and then it will be showing visually, and then you will swell. So I hope that's making sense. Moral to the story is we don't need a lot of processed food. So if you are going to use it, like Muniza said, for seasoning, but she watches her portion control. So it said, it called for 4 tablespoons, but she decided to use
I used
one. She used one.
1 tablespoon for 4 ounces size of salmon. And yes, that does not sound a lot, because then how can you get this taste and how can you get the flavor and all that stuff? Well, then I added a 1/4 cup of tomato sauce and then my own personal home seasoning that I make, roasted and grinded in a coffee grinder and stuff like that, that I made, that I add that on with olive oil and lemon juice and all that stuff to give it that curry kind of sauce.
Enhance it.
Kind of give it that saucy, thing. I will post that recipe along with the picture of what the dinner looked like, along with the picture of what the sauce looked like and all that stuff on the salmon. But yes, I did not use the whole packet. I didn't even use half of it. 1 tablespoon for 4 ounce, and that's like about this big salmon pieces. That's good enough. It doesn't sound like it, but when you add, to make it a little bit saucy and add other stuff in it, or add other seasoning in it.
More natural
you know,
flavors,
more
but
natural
less sodium, you'll be fine.
I didn't add salt because this one has enough as it is. Even for 1 tablespoon, it became 255. We just calculated 5 minutes ago. 255 grams of sodium. So
as
that
opposed to 1,000.
And then I added lemon juice. But high blood pressure, and I know that you've told me this.
Most people of color have the issue.
Have it, and it's very common with us. And to top it off, it causes migraines, and it leads to so much more than just high blood pressure. So
yeah, it's so much more, because when you get high blood pressure and you get too much sodium in your bloodstream, now your internal organs are working harder, your liver's working harder, your kidneys is working harder, because your kidney does what? Try to excrete the excess sodium. So we got people dealing with kidney failures, heart disease. So it's not just about food. Everybody's like, oh, my food, my food. Your food can actually kill you. This is serious if you don't change what you're doing. Change your palate. Once you get used to eating less sodium, you can't even eat a lot anymore.
Because then when I put like 3 tablespoons of it or 2 tablespoons of it, it will be so salty. It will taste it will just won't taste natural. It won't, and it's the same thing as a lot of people have said. I have stopped drinking soda, you know, and then all they do is drink water and different flavored water and all that stuff. And then when they drink soda, they're like, I can't
even drink it anymore.
It's the same concept as when it comes to anything that you do. And I'm being very serious because a lot of us use this, and I've never been this serious about this video as I have been about this one. Is we use it, and I'm not saying don't use it. I used it for dinner last night. Just be very mindful, because this is when our husbands and our families and fathers and sons and stuff, they're all high blood pressure, all that stuff. And it starts early. High blood pressure is not when, our husband is like in the 30s or 40s and they have high blood pressure, 50s or whatever. No, high blood pressure can start as early as
in your 20s.
Yeah.
So in your 20s.
In your 20s. So it's like, just be mindful for yourself, for your family, for the sake of everybody. Use it, but
use it sparingly.
Very sparingly. Read the labels, people. Read the labels.
Read the labels. It's not just about exercising. Again, saving your health is 80% what you eat, 20% is about the exercise. So we're trying to save lives. We just recently lost one of our fit moms at a young age. A lot of this can be saved by what we're eating. A lot of people will say, my culture and my niece's culture will say, oh, it runs in my family. High blood pressure runs in my family. Diabetes runs in my family. No, you know what runs in your family? The eating habits, the bad eating habits, the unmindful eating habits. That's what runs in our family. Let's start a new tradition. Let's stay here. We're bringing kids.
I started with Iwanda saying diabetes run in my family. My mom has it. My uncles have it. It's been passed on. And Iwanda's like, well, you need to stop it. You need to stop it so that you don't pass it on to Adina, and Adina can one day say, my mom had it. So she had. Exactly. And guess what? Thank God, alhamdulillah, for for what I don't have it. I've had it when I was pregnant, gestational diabetes, but the minute I gave birth, it was gone. And gestational diabetes is common, but then again, I was very, very, very mindful of my diet and exercise during pregnancy, after pregnancy, so I don't have it yet. Yes, I can, but I won't let it happen. So it's not, I cannot make that as an excuse just because my mom had it and I'm gonna get it, and my daughter will get it because of that. No, it needs to stop with us. We need to make that change.
So we're gonna make that change. We're starting with the man in the mirror.
Yes.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Fit for you, fit moms.